guys, I've been really sick this week and I could not do anything but think really. So this video is all about hope. You will understand at the end, and how I decided that a new vision board was necessary. Because you remember, I'm a life coach who specialized in neurosciences, so the law of attraction is my thing. By the way, this video is literally my diary, so welcome again in my Virgo Z episode. Whatever. Enjoy. I took stock this morning and it did me so much good. These last 2 weeks, after the 40 days challenge, there have been many epiphanies, realizations, and relief. I know what I want to be and become, the living embodiment of a multi-passionate soul. And I found that moving, because I finally feel I'm at a point in my life where I can make this vision a reality, which is more a state of being than a concrete materialization. It's not really tangible, but that's the beauty of manifestation. To feel the emotions. And that's what I do every day. I don't yet have the answers, nor the key to success as a multi-passionate, but each daily step brings me closer to what I want to experience. I make a distinction between my work as a life coach and my art, my creativity, but it would be madness not to make use of all the trials and tribulations that have shaped me, all the wisdom I've learned from them. I don't want to teach anymore, at least not in my art. But that doesn't mean I can't use what I know, implementing it in the vision I'm about to materialize. My friend Nina told my boyfriend something beautiful last week. She told him it felt good to be with someone who allowed me to be who I am, fully, completely. It resonated, because this right to be me, I reclaimed not so long ago. A right I had stopped giving myself for fear of abandonment and rejection. But one day, I reoccurred, the source of which I cannot remember, that said, it's time to reclaim the pieces of yourself you have left behind. And that's what I did. I promised myself one thing that day. Never again will you hide who you really are. I don't care if the whole world doesn't like me. I refuse to die from the inside out just to be loved. I deserve to be appreciated for who I am in my entirety. It's not easy, and I have moments of doubt and panic, because that's a kind of deep-rooted wound in my soul. But I'm going to keep going, one step at a time. Patience and resilience. Now guys, looking back, what I said yesterday laid the foundations for what I realized this very morning. I think journaling is such a powerful tool, like magic in action, you know? So, I was talking about a promise that I've made to myself, but in a particular context, one of love and relationships. But what I realized this morning goes far beyond that. So, let me share it with you.
This morning, I realized something and connected the dots. It's been a rough week for me, physically, mentally, and morally. I've been really sick to the point of not being able to go to work for my day job. My brain was all over the place, my head was spinning, and my ideas were confused. I wondered what I was going to do, what I was going to share this week in this state. It was only this morning, thinking back on all the week's events, that I had clarity on what it was necessary for me to share. And it's one of the reasons why I chose to remain multi-passionate. My obsession with time and what it comes to imply. In the 4 or 5th sharing of the challenge, I began the video like this. Urgency to leave. That's how I feel as a multi-passionate soul. And it's something I often tell to people I coach, and myself of course. What would I do if I knew how much time I had left in this life? Well, I don't need to wait. Actually, I should not. I can act now. Not big news, but life is fleeting. And as Nemo said in Mr. Nobody, I'm not afraid of dying. I'm afraid I haven't been alive enough. Because of this urgency to live, I want to do it all. And in this world where we live in, it's not always that easy. I notice that it's always easier to say than to do. That there's clearly a gap between knowing and doing. Because when I wrote my text, I already knew the blocks I had. The things that prevent me from living my life 100% as a multi-passionate. You know, this deep conviction. This week, I had planned to make a travel collage of London with all the elements I brought back. My state didn't allow it. And that's when I thought again of the video Agency to Live. In the last few days, I've been in so much pain, so afraid that my brain will be affected, that I have asked myself the famous question again. Jade, what would you do if the test came back bad and you were told something horrible was going to happen? I'm being really dramatic, I know, but with a family history of brain tumor, I'm sorry, but it was clearly a possibility. And that's when I said a lot of things to myself. The first was, I refuse to die now, when I'm just beginning to fully assume my reality as a multi-passionate. I refuse because even though I've done a lot, it's not enough. I simply refuse. You know, when you are down, you think about all the things you are going to do when you are up and about. And that's what I did. I said to myself, Jade, be honest, you know exactly the reality you want to lead. And it's made up of freedom. It's made up of spontaneity, adventure, experimentation, and creativity. It's made up of art, beauty. Don't waste your time and your vital energy continuing in a job that doesn't allow you to concretize that. And that even worse, drains you to the point of not being able to do anything for a whole week. I die if I don't create. That's my raison d'être. And this week's scares reminded me of that. I cried, but it freed me. Before leaving Morale, I had a gentle reminder tattooed on my forearm for those moments when I tend to forget. Be bold. Because for me, wisdom in this life is about being fearless. It's one of the texts in the collection I write that I'm most proud of. It's a hymn to life, to happiness, to gentleness. Time passes and doesn't wait, nor can it be recuperated. It's now that I choose to live, not in 10 years, not when. So, I've made up my mind. I'm leaving this all too busy job to create a reality that matches what I want to create. I'm making room for renewal. I'm scared. I don't know what it's going to be like, but I'm choosing to trust in the universe, in life, in my projects. You will have noticed if you have seen the video, but it's getting better. Writing and speaking have freed me. And that's the only confirmation I needed. It's my creativity and my art that allow me to breathe.